Ah, those crafty sons of bitches are at it again.
That's how we're going to refer to them every single time. Doink soft.
So, yeah, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to their next cool game that they've published called Gato Roboto. It's basically a Metroidvania where you play as a kitty cat.
Oh, that's a cute cat. I don't think this cat's going to really be able to... I don't think this cat's really... How to put this? I don't think it's quite capable of going on its own adventure. Whoa, gosh.
No, it's tiny.
Well, you're about to see the origins behind why this cat's on an adventure, starring this guy named
Gary.
His name's Gary.
Yeah, Gary. Gary to Mission Control. Go ahead, Mission Control. Over.
Mission Control here. Over.
Commander, I'm getting a signal from a small planet on my patrol route. The Star Fox dialogue is great. Also, yes, the coordinates were for 2069. Oh my gosh, we're so mature.
Those coordinates correspond to one of our research facilities. Likely a false alarm, Lieutenant.
That research facility sounds lit, sir.
This particular facility has been long since abandoned. Over.
Mission to investigate, sir. Over.
I just said it was abandoned. You don't need no need to be snooping around there, but if you say so, approach with caution.
Affirmative, Commander. Proceeding to get jiggy with it. Preparing for...
Gary, we've lost visual. Gary!
We're going down. Hold on, kitty. Why did you have a cat here with you?
Because it gets lonely out in space, and, Wow. Hello, the Sans Returns callback.
Can't move, but I'm alive. Hello? Can anyone hear me?
Ow!
No. Huh? Kiki! My kitty.
That's us.
Kiki!
I have bad news, Kiki. I'm trapped inside this ship. Oh crap, it's a freaking After Earth kind of situation. Kiki,
Yeah.
you'll have to go in my place. What?
Yes, we're really sending a cat out.
That seems like a lot of responsibility. Am I really talking to a cat right now?
You're now just questioning this?
Sorry, kitty, I'm up for a promotion. I can't afford another mishap.
Out of how many?
These research facilities generally have a pilotable security mech available. Let's see if we can find one. I will help guide you using your radio collar.
Because
And
apparently it was...
Hope to...
thought it was a good idea to put on it, give it to his cat.
I'll guide you and hope to God that a cat will be obedient to what I say. Godspeed. Good kitty.
Who's a good kitty? Who's a good kitty we're taking control of?
Whoa! Look at him.
Oh, water! That cat's one weakness.
Did you see its eyes? He's like, oh no.
I ain't touching that shit.
Kiki, don't tell me you're scared of a little water. Are you okay, Jordy? Oh, he does not like... Look at his eyes in the overworld sprite. Just he's...
Oh, but wait, watch this.
You have to get in there, Kiki. One way or another.
Wow!
Boo! Aw.
So yeah, Kiki
Spooked
can't
him.
swim in water. In fact, he's gonna... I don't know what gender this cat is.
I
but
think it's a girl.
All right. Well,
believe it.
she
Kiki.
does need to swim. Which honestly, for a cat, she's really fucking good at swimming. Like, holy crap.
She probably just doesn't like it.
The visuals are a little bit cramped, I feel, with this
Yeah,
thing.
they are kind of cramped.
It kind of gives me a more of a Metroid 2 kind of thing.
Well, that is kind of the entire inspiration behind this game.
Ah, okay. So puzzle platform to suit up.
Also, it should be said that this game's actually very inexpensive on Switch. Like,
How-
oh, there you
whoa.
go. Our very own mech.
Look at you, Kiki. Somehow it fits.
Ooh,
It's actually, okay. So looking at it, the top gives us the coordinates on the big Metroidvania map grid. For speedrunners, in the bottom of the screen, we can see what our current time is. Oh gosh, we're shooting everything.
Kitty's having too much fun in there.
Good kitty. And we can. Why would we ever want to eject?
Well, for several reasons. For one, the mech cannot survive in water.
Ah.
And secondly, the mech is, well, it's the only way Kiki's going to survive efficiently enough, but unfortunately, there are going to be cases where it can't climb up walls, at least not yet anyway, which is where Kiki comes in.
Okay.
Like, you'd be surprised, like, considering, like, with how short this game is, like, it front-loads you with a lot of, special, abilities and whatnot to get you through the mission.
Temporary missiles again there.
Okay.
Probably, it's. I think we talked about this, and probably maybe the same developer, but the sprite work and the way the bullets look reminds me a lot of Caro Blaster.
No, it's not the same developer. I'll tell you that much. That was the Cave Story developer actually.
Right.
Doinksoft here is, well, I don't know that much about the company other than the fact that they also made that one parody game that Devolver Digital showed off at their E3 conference. You know, the one that pretty much is a bootleg of every other game on the market.
Oh.
That was them.
Okay.
So yeah, like your traditional Metroidvania, you do have upgrades that extend your health, or just some other cool means, like being able, like maneuver-based abilities, like being able to double jump it. Okay, there you go. That's why you can't take your mech in water.
Okay, so we just have to look around and get more power-ups. So, apart from the cute sound effects, Jordy, what do you think of this idea and concept so far?
Sorry, I couldn't help myself, but
That's great.
it's interesting, I'll give you that. I like that. I mean, this cold black and white grayscale thing wasn't what I was expecting out of Gato Roboto. I actually thought it was going to be like a 3D game, but actually,
Okay.
this doesn't seem too bad. It's pretty cool.
One other thing I will mention, because I don't remember when I actually show it off, but one other thing you can find throughout the overworld are customizable palette swaps.
For the appearance.
Basically,
Okay.
you can change the color to certain lovely colors, like urine palette.
Okay, so I see
Or
you get different
virtual
filters.
palette.
I get you can get like Commodore 64, Amiga, like
Something like that. It basically just changes the colors, not so much the sprites themselves.
Okay. I'm gonna say nice. We were talking about. I know we were talking about something. Okay. We don't have a morph ball. We just have Kiki.
Exactly. Kiki is our morph ball.
Oh wait.
Wow.
And the cool part is you have her right from the get-go. I mean, I'd hope so, considering she's the star.
But yeah, I think with what Jory was mentioning, when I thought of Gato Roboto, originally I was thinking of this. I think it's actually funny. I think the person who's animated, I think their name is Mola Gato on DeviantArt, but they're making this project called Tank Cats, which has a bunch of cats. It's like, but that is a 3D animated, a 3D project, like of a game with a bunch of cats piloting tanks. There we go, missiles.
There we go. And honestly, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think Gato Roboto does the missile thing much better than Metroid ever has.
Kiki, you got a rocket! Woo! Press A to use it. Right now. Pull it out. Demolish bricks, amplify your jump. But how do we use a rocket as a cat? Over and out. So how do we use it?
So first we need to get back on our mech, and secondly, press the A button.
Oh, I really... Go.
There you go. One thing so in this game you don't have to worry so much about a limited amount of missiles, but you do have a heater. The more you use missiles, the more you heat up, and once you heat up to a certain point, you can't use your missiles anymore until you cool yourself down. There is a power up you can get later on in the game that does extend how fast or how much this thing can take before it overheats.
And it looks like he mentioned something about amplifying your jumps. I assume if we aim this at our feet, we can get more air?
Yes.
Nice, rocket jumps.
Actually, another thing I will also say about Gato Roboto that's kind of cool is that by proxy, you actually don't need, like, save for maybe one or two exceptions, you really don't need a good handful of these power-ups to get through the game. They're very, very handy. Like, they make things so much easier than if you were to just go pro bono.
That's fine. So...
It is especially noteworthy considering the fact that, well, the main air levels in this game are, well, you can pretty much go through them in any order you want.
Yeah, it's it's open world Metroidvania kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. And of course, unless I'm mistaken, we come to our first boss.
It's a squeaking.
Wow.
Squeaking.
Squeak!
What's that squealing noise?
Squeak!
Oh no. Kiki, I'm getting a bad feeling about this.
Meow.
Oh crap, he has his own mech.
Sorry for the anyone who's prone to epilepsy, but anyway, yeah, all of our bosses are robots controlled by mice.
Oh,
No
the
kidding.
Mice. The mice are fighting back.
Yep. I guess
Oh, jeez.
Not the way I expected biker mice from Mars to get a reboot, but okay.
Careful.
I was thinking that
geez,
German
careful,
mice from Cuphead.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh yeah.
What
Careful,
was his
just
name again?
it's something. Oh shoot.
I don't remember.
Jeez. So James, how difficult would you say this game is? As we're almost close to death.
For the most part, the game's not that hard, but the bosses can definitely give you a hard time.
Well, the issue is that we have very limited health.
Just yeah,
nice.
that's one thing I will definitely say against the game. The bosses can get pretty can be a little tricky. Squeak! Ouch!
Oh,
I mean, squeak!
they're alien mice.
Moolah?
Is that mouse speaking? It appears that I've lost a lot of blood.
How casual? It's funny how casually you say that, sir.
You're moving forward, Kitty. I'm counting on you. I will pass out on the floor now.
Let's just say that even though this game is clearly not meant to be taken seriously in the slightest, it also does yield a pretty traditional, deep-ass lore that really does rub in the point that this game is fucking weird.
I can assume Devolver Digital usually loves these kind of things,
Oh yeah, well, which is why they published it.
and they did nice.
Whew.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So I'm gonna assume that when we're not in the mech, anything that hits Kiki is instant kill.
Yes, you are a one-hit point wonder outside of the mech.
Okay,
Oh, boy.
honestly, then the
And it should also be said that one of the levels of this game is primarily outside of the mech.
honestly that concept now it honestly reminds me of this a bit more of Earthworm Jim almost.
Honestly, this may as well be Earthworm Jim, but with a cat.
I would
Yeah.
not mind I honestly, if someone ever wanted to bring back Earthworm Jim, I honestly wouldn't mind an Earthworm Jim Metroidvania.
It's funny you mentioned that, Logan, because the actual Earthworm Jim creators are making a fourth game now on a system that almost no one's ever heard of.
Is
What
that
system?
the Stadia?
It's not the Stadia, which thank God it's not. It's this one. It's one of those really obscure consoles that have like several games pre-installed on it.
Oh, nice.
Let me check more details on that real quick, cause
Cartridge module.
Ooh, cartridge model.
this is our palette swap.
You got a cartridge. How quaint. You unlocked the nicotine palette. What? Oh.
Oh, hello.
Well, it is easier on the eyes. Ow.
Okay, so that little bit of eye strain aside, this Earthworm Jim 4 is being made on a system called the Intellivision Amiga.
Oh, okay.
And honestly, the most I'll say on that is look it up, because it's, I mean,
That doesn't exactly
it does
sound
seem
like the most...
promising enough, but it's honestly on the same caliber as those typical small
plug-and-play
scale
games.
console releases.
Well, it's just like it feels doesn't really feel like the most like accessible console. Also, I actually heard that. Fun fact is that if you draw and stuff, it has been shown that if you draw, as opposed to drawing on like a solid white background, if you set the background to something like a soft orange or a lightish brown, it's easier on the eye strain.
Oh, I'd imagine so.
Yeah, it
considering
is
it's not-
actually. I've
it's not quite
tested
as-
it before.
It's not quite as bright.
Yeah,
I think that's probably a technique they used all the time back when the cell animation was a thing.
well, probably.
I think so. Yeah, I would have to
I
look
know-
more into that again.
I mean, I know a couple of friends. I know like a couple of friends of mine like use that technique like a lot. Like for instance, I know Damon King uses that a lot when he does sketch work.
Mm-hmm.
He used to do
And,
solid white, but then
I guess if there's one other thing I will say, going back to the game real quick, for my personal experience, I've only beat this game once. It's really not that long in the slightest. Like honestly, it's oh shit. We got a bit of backstory here.
what's this?
Careful! Faculty log number 23112. This is Jimbo reporting.
Hey, Jim.
The doctor's gone mad.
Oh no.
The security systems have been modified
To do what?
to target all personnel in the compound.
Oh shoot.
Uh-oh.
Most of my colleagues
Hey,
have either been killed
real quick,
or...
can we be quiet just for a second? I love his voice lines. It's so funny. I don't know why.
That's all, folks.
Okay, sorry. Keep going.
So, yeah, basically the whole backstory behind this whole game is that, well, there was a scientist here that, well, let's just say that he didn't have live the best of lives, and during his experiments, he sought comfort in this pet dog he had.
Ah.
Unfortunately, because dickhead space colony staff. Well, let's just say that things got a little gruesome, and it drove the poor doctor mad.
Oh no.
Makes sense.
And
Honestly, I'm paraphrasing it to the nth degree. You have to actually look at the video logs yourself to get the most out of it.
That's another
Gotcha.
cartridge. So then I'm assuming then that's where all these mice are from. They're the doctor's lab test
The
subjects.
bark
and maybe...
palette.
Something like that.
Not bad shade. Over and out.
I didn't realize a dog's bark had color.
No, I think
did-
bark as in like.
Tree bark,
Like
tree
pine
bark.
or
Yeah,
something.
tree
or like
bark.
oak.
Honestly, I didn't think about that at first because, well, look, considering the game we're playing right now, which we're playing as a cat, we're fighting mice, and there is, again, the mention of a dog.
Yeah, although it is also nice to see that you can get the suit back from any checkpoint, even like you don't have to go back for it all the time.
Oh, no,
Yes.
no, like, this game is pretty generous about that, and especially so considering...
Nice, Kiki. You've reached the Nexus. Okay, we finally made it out of the starting area. So I'm curious to see, like, the game runs fairly smoothly. I'm curious to see what the speedrun game for it can be like.
I can imagine if you
know.
play your cards right, you could literally beat it in about an hour, maybe less.
We need to find the
Probably.
laboratory entrance. Oh, most definitely, probably. Let's see what you got, Kiki. Man, this cat is... Man, we are...
Yeah, no, the cat, like, is a very competent soldier, but honestly does not give a lick about anything that's going on in the game.
Hello, PC.
Seriously? No, seriously? No need to greet me as if I am one of your own human. Let's cut to the chase. See these signs?
Yeah.
Meow.
I need to condescend, PC. Yes, I can see them somehow.
Very good, human. Well, this sign means broken.
Yeah, no kidding.
You want to turn them all into check marks. Like this. This is a check mark, human.
Uh-huh.
Here is your progress so far. Ahem.
We can see all three of them.
Excessive flooding in the aqueduct. Not good.
Okay, so drain the
Heater
aqueduct.
core is still affected by severe overheating. I'm
Oh,
surprised
wow.
this whole facility hasn't blown up yet. Ventilation system is all clogged up. Nasty stuff.
Blow up ventilation system with missiles until it's clear.
I can only grant lab access if all malfunctions are repaired.
What a contemptible machine. Let's go, kitty.
And with that, you've pretty much got your entire goal for the game.
Yeah, that's our big MacGuffin thing. We want to get into the lab.
And the kitty's like, "Yay, button!"
Oh, it just is happy with the button.
If you talk to,
Wow.
and here's your
Aw.
status screen.
Aw,
Honestly, it looks more like a
cute.
dog than a cat in that sprite, but.
Here's our
But yeah,
pallets.
no, if you actually do press the button again with the mech, he does repeat his repeat the objectives for you, and also gives a little bit. Actually, in some, let's just say that in some vain way, he does kind of grant the kitty some credit that he's actually doing all the work while the human's still in the background, just sitting there looking pretty.
Which is fine, I guess. Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes perfect sense. So
So yeah, on that note, folks, I hope you all enjoyed our little look at on Gato Roboto. I do believe this game is pretty much out on anything for about $8, and I mean, for a Metroidvania, that's not a bad price in the slightest, especially considering, well, how nice it plays, how nice it looks, despite the simple aesthetic. Like, it feels pretty top quality.
oh yeah. I think that I think there's a solid thing here. It kind of reminds me
how
of
can you not like it, like the idea of being able to play as a kitty cat on a mech?
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of oh crap, I think it was either 101 or 1001. It reminded me of like that one like 101 volts or whatever game, that really minimalistic black and white Metroidvania kind of game where you're like lighting up panels and stuff to try and light up the whole machine and stuff. It was a long time ago, but like it reminds me kind of like that. But this one definitely has some nice cave stories, like Metroid vibes to it. I like.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, again, I'd say I'd highly recommend it.
Alrighty then,
So on that note, I'm James Backstream.
Lucky Jack 20.
And I'm a kitty cat. And a Okay, bye.
Till next time, guys.
Bye.